Myself, Gaurav, I'm presenting you Mandriva. Before I start presentation, it's the last presentation for the event, so I want to take this golden opportunity for, on behalf of everyone who have came before us to present, to thank Cedric and OW2 team for a fabulous event. And it was educative, it was open, and it was informative. Thank you so much. So I would be, the presentation, it's divided into two parts. One is Mandriva at glance. What is, Mandriva doing in open source arena, and what challenges Mandriva is facing, and what challenges are ahead in terms of open source. And my colleague Michel will present you more in depth in terms of technical part and what research projects we are participating in relation to open source. Okay. So Mandriva is a French operating system company, and we are doing Mandriva Linux operating system since 1998. We are also providing enterprise products which are Mandriva Business Server and Mandriva Pulse solution. We are in research projects since last 14 years, and we have a big knowledge base and skill set in working with collaborative research and focus research. Mandriva has, it's a small company. We have around 45 people today, 20 people working in France and another 20 working in Brazil. Our consumer product is done in Brazil, and we have our QA center as well as development center for enterprise products in Paris. The operating system in terms of desktop, in terms of server, and IT asset management and IT system management application, which Mandriva do, all are under GPL, and all are provided free, and it's under open source standards, and everything is open source. It's available into 72 languages and available in 90 different countries. So we are on a platform approach, so we are working with a lot of hardware vendors and a lot of ISV and software vendors. So this is the area where we are right now providing open source application and platform. Mandriva is a strategic player because SUSE used to be German and it's taken over by Novell, and Mac is again American, Novell is American, Red Hat is American, and Microsoft is American. So Mandriva is the only generalist player who's from Europe and from France, who's providing desktop, server, and IT asset management solution. So these are the three products which we offer in open source arena. First is the Pulse solution, which is again IT management heterogeneous application, which help in managing inventory, software and hardware. It also help in distributing software. It also do remote control management, and it also do imaging and remote backup. It is available on-premise as well as on cloud. The cloud version we launched just a month back. We have MBS, which is the Mandriva Business Server. This is basically a mission-critical server, which a lot of other companies in open source are providing, but we are providing with easy-to-use wizard for SMEs and SOHO who can install third-party application easily on open source stack server. And we have the third product, which is on the consumer market, and that's product is very interesting. This is on a desktop operating system on the client side, and this helps teachers to manage class. So they can they can do broadcasting, they can do quiz, they can manage application on the students, so you can have a interactive classroom session through Mandriva class application. And the good thing about this application is that it works on Windows, it works on Mac, it works on any other flavor of Linux operating system. These are some of the customers, but I will take more time to provide you, what we have done recently in relation to our work in open source in Brazil. We were present with OW2 last year also in Brazil, and we have our own around our open source lab, and we are working very closely with Intel and Positivo in Brazil. So we have done a product. This is a product which we have done in Brazil. This is basically the stack which sits on this, I will say, a small laptop for education. It's open source. It's Mandriva Linux running on it. It's a special customized product designed for education. The whole product is less than $200, the hardware as well as the software. And the price point we're able to reduce is only because of open source. You cannot do it with Microsoft licenses. So that is the advantage of using open source application. This is, we are deploying almost 1.5 million units. 400,000 units are already been deployed. And next year we would be deploying another 500,000 units. Just the story about this, there was a big challenge to convince the Brazilian government. It was an initiative taken by the Brazilian government to provide one PC per child. And it was very interesting and challenging because it was helping to remove the digital divide which exists. And open source is a leveler, and it helps to provide a low-cost IT solution for education. I invite now Michel to provide more on research.
So, good afternoon, everybody. So, I'm Michel Catan, the head of innovation in Mandriva. So, I present you what we did, what we do in research and innovation. So, Mandriva were involved in many projects, in a research project. You can see here the logos of the different projects. And thanks to our knowledge in open source, we were involved in a lot of projects with partners because we bring good skills, good competencies in open source, which is very needed in research projects. And that's why now Mandriva has decided to create a department, the specific department for research and innovation. That's why I'm really glad to introduce Innova. So Innova is the Department of Research and Innovation for Mandriva. And what we bring is customized open source operating systems, because with our knowledge we were involved in the operating system, and I will show you in the next slide what we do. We are doing now on a project, and also thanks to our product Pulse, we are involved in IT infrastructure, in IT management. So now we are able to bring to research projects that kind of competencies. And so we are involved in collaborative research, such as EOLUS, I will discuss next. So we are involved in three main topics: collaborative research, advanced development, and focused research. So I will explain you briefly what we are doing here. For collaborative research, we are now involved in three projects. Compatible one, as is well known now in OW2. Solène is a project for ebook, a framework for ebook. And EOLUS is a project. It's an expert system for infrastructure. At the end of EOLUS, we will be able to have a high-level language to say, okay, we need an application for able to manage, 1 million connection. And okay, what do you propose for as an infrastructure for that? So EOLUS will have big knowledge in infrastructure to have proposition for that kind of high-level language. Advanced development, this is the activities we have for Technology Watch and for new product. It's about a short-term vision to see what is the market and what we can do for the next market. So we are involved for new feature, new product, and industrial partnership, for example. And focus research, we try in that department, that activity, to bring our knowledge in marketing, in business development, to help researchers to try to commercialize their product, because they have big products, we have specific product, but now what can we do to commercialize that product or commercialize that project also? It's okay.